All right, so I'm gonna just do my review right now. It's on copper, and there's some very interesting behaviors here. All right. Okay, so what do we see in the background? Trend is up and all of that, and so right here, this is where I'm going to start looking at it on the right-hand side here. You have a springboard with initiates a rally. Here you have heavy volume because there were sellers that wanted to short against this area right here, prior high. So they were shorting. That's why there's a lot of volume here. So the market went down and then rejected them because buyers absorbed that selling. So these guys sold, buyers absorbed them, rallied, so they're stuck in the position, and that's why it tested and went up. All right, now I didn't test all the way, but within this turning point, it definitely did test. So that's the idea. There were trapped sellers here, and they basically got absorbed, rally, pulled back to test right here, and another rally, and then the pullback and test, etc. So what I want to do is go over these tests because these tests are very critical. Uh, First thing is, just the basic model where the pullback buyers were. So it's right here. How do I know the pullback buyers there? Why? I mean, look at the number 8 on a reversal, right? So it pulls back and then 8. 8 is bigger than 5, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, 7. It's bigger than all this whole correction. Why? Because they're buyers. I mean, buying pressure. It's that simple. When you have reversal with that much volume, it's going to end the correction and start the continuation. Sometimes not that subtle, like over here, it's a 5. The volume decreased from 7 to 1 and then increased from 1 to 5. Why is it increasing from 1 to 5? It's because buyers are stepping in when it's increasing. So then you have a green bar that's confirming. I would like this to be higher, right? The 5 to be like an 8. So it's bigger than the last two bricks, but sometimes it's not that clear. But in any case, you get a confirming Greek brick, then it goes up. So let's just take a look at a couple of key trends on the lower time frame, and I'll show you the trades. First of all, when market came into this area of testing, what happened? Buying. Buying came in. 7 uh 7 what the hell is this? 700 or 70? I don't know. But I'm dividing it by something. Let me check. I think it's 700. Yeah, 700 contracts came in here. That's a lot. Why? Because it's going down on 4 and then 1 and then 6 and all of a sudden 7 and only 3 on the pullback. So it's a low volume pullback and market continues higher. So this the buying came in. Now the key things to mention is that it was at what? At support area. This is the support area. This is a pullback, meaning the test, right? So from the test came all of this volume. Second thing to mention, it took out prior two small highs. So you want the rally always to take out a couple of highs. It does that. Third thing to mention is that there's volume off the bottom. I really think this is one of the key things that no one focuses on. What you'll see most of the time is something like, oh, you reach a level and then you want to see a break of structure, right? Something like that on a lower time frame. Oh, it broke structure or broke trend or whatever, right? But it can that by itself is not high probability. There are other key behaviors. In this case, you had a change of behavior or a sign of strength, but it has volume off the bottom. You know how much volume? A lot. The biggest volume in 81 bricks. 81 bricks, 81 down bricks, 81 red bricks, biggest volume. And what happened? Market went up. That is accumulation. Accumulating the lows, smart money stepping in, accumulating the lows, and which is proved by the buying wave after it. That is accumulation, and strong hands are in. Bingo. This is, in my opinion, you hear like, oh, okay, you want to see some type of structure break or trend break or whatever, like something like that, right? I don't know. This is like okay, but it's much better if this is a change of behavior. I mean, otherwise, I don't even think it would work. This is a change of behavior. When you have a lower time frame change trend at a higher time frame level, you look at a lower time frame and see what is going on there. And it's not just enough to say it makes a higher high. That's nothing. What you need is a strong wave, your sign of strength. This is also a sign of strength. So this is a sign of strength. And what validates the sign of strength? What validates the sign of strength? Yes, you are higher high. Yes, it's great if there's some cause in the background. And then it breaks it out, right? All of this. Yes, it's great if there's a spring in here as well. Goes down a little. Right? And that's all great. But the probability that this is going to work is extremely high when there is volume off the bottom, or in the short case, volume off the top. Very important key behavior that makes stuff work. All right? Because when big hands come in, they know what the exact low and high is. And that's what they get. So this guy, whoever did this, knew what the exact low was before this entire rally. They knew exactly what the low was. So, I mean, what do you want me to say? You should, in the trend change, in the structure change, in lower time frame, whatever it is, take a look to see if there's volume off the bottom. That it's not a pattern thing about looking for up down cause by itself, but volume off the bottom, because smart money will step in at highs and lows, and almost exact highs and lows. In this case, it's exact low. I mean, look at it. At biggest down volume in 81 bricks. And what happened? Bang. Market went up on the biggest wave. I don't know how big the wave, the huge wave. So this is key. And then after that, it basically tested, right? test, retest, testing this 1,000 contracts, 1,000 contracts. Here 2,000, followed by 600, followed by 1,300, followed by another 1,000. Ding, 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 ding. Pulling back. 2,200 here is not selling. This is buying at the low, buying as the market is pulling back. Buyers stepped in here and took the market up. Then, went up here, and then finally one came back and tested the 1,000 contracts and flew. This was the breakout right here against that area. Full test. Ding, ding, ding. Now I'm going to show you again. This is how to catch a bottom, right? And by the way, this is also in, I don't know, I forget if he says it like this, but the concept of volume of the bottom is in Wyckoff's work. That's how I know it. I forgot what he said about it, but I don't think he termed it exactly like that, but I don't know. I forgot what it was. But the term is volume off the bottom. That's how we say it. All right, now look at this. Market goes up. Right now, the thing is, you can't just take any high volume and say, "Oh, that's volume off the top or volume off the bottom." This is why it requires intelligence. You need some type of because this cannot just, the indicator by itself doesn't mean shit. It's totally random. Here, I know it's volume off the bottom because we're at a level, and it comes in and it reverses on the biggest up wave in many, many, many waves and the biggest volume. Buying pressure. So the volume of the bottom kicked off the sign of strength, which is here. And then when it pulls back, the 22 is 2,200 contracts because it's hitting this level here and they want to buy. So other times you might have a dot, but it could just mean some profit taking or something like that. Like over here, it goes up, test this resistance area, so sell it to bring it back down to support. It comes back into a resistance area, sell it. Why? To bring it back down to support. So sometimes it's the selling is for the purpose of bringing it back down to support, or buying. Like there's many. This is buying here. This is selling to bring down support, selling to bring down to support. The whole point is to bring down the support to reaccumulate, because here you see the 25, which means the buyers are stepping in. How do you know it's buyers stepping in? It's at a support, meaning a prior turning point. 25 reversal bigger than 5, 5, 2, 5, 2, 6. Obviously, it's buying, right? Like it's bigger than everything here. Like if 32 is selling and does all this to support, then 25 is buying. Anyway, so again, sell. Why? Bring it down to support, right? Because every time there's a high, right, there's some profit taking, because they're constantly buying and selling. So the buy support, sell resistance, buy support, rebuy support, sell resistance. Like here, the 29, sell some, buy it right back on 26. So what I wanted to get at, though, is I don't want to get lost here, but this is volume off the bottom that triggers the change of behavior or sign of strength, pullback, buy on the pullback, and the market flies. Now, as it goes up, what I noticed was right here. This is the biggest volume in 100 bricks, right at the top. Okay, so by itself, again, I don't know what it means by itself. I have no fucking idea what it means. Okay, I need to see more data. And what's the data? The data is after this, it just goes up a little bit, and then this selling wave. So after the volume off the top, this is volume off the top, like that that was volume off the bottom. This right here is volume off the top. Buy low, sell high, right? And what do you notice about this? In both cases, in this case, you had a big up wave which initiated a trend up, an uptrend. Here you have um, a down wave, and what does it do? Initiates the downtrend. Now this is really funny because because this was, first of all, I shorted it right here, because I saw the selling. So this is volume off the top. It's a minor up thrust right after it, but it doesn't matter. It's volume off the top, and it's proven by the sign of weakness. Okay, sign of weakness, which does what? Takes out the low with a minor breakout right over right there. Right there against this low, crack. Then what happens? It goes right back into the region. Do you think that these guys are going to take out this heavy seller? Hell no. They don't stand a chance. They're not going to take him out. He's going to defend that. He just 4,700 contracts. Do you think that they're going to take him out? No. And breakout buyers are in. So now pullback buyers step in as well. And I'm one of them right there. Right there on that 25, right there. And actually 27 too, right here. Right here. Bring it up, sell. Bring it up a little more, sell some more. So, and where does it go? Obviously, it tests minor ice. It's right here. The low before the high. Right there. So, anyway, so this is volume off the top. Sometimes it's not the extreme top, but it's right next to the extreme top. And then it's proven by this selling pressure. This selling pressure is the biggest wave in, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, since this low. Since this low, which initiated the uptrend. That's the biggest wave. Now there's one other key piece of information that I'm gonna mention here that really made the trade like almost like bulletproof. How much volume, and we'll just take a look at the last couple of legs. How much volume is here? It's like, let's say 300. How many bricks does it produce? 3. How much volume is here? 400. How many bricks does it produce? 3. How much volume is here? How many bricks does it produce? 300 volume, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bricks. How much volume is here and how many bricks does it produce? 500 volume only produces 2 bricks. Why is that? It's because that volume of the top and makes this whole thing both a shortening of the thrust and effort. This right here is shortening of the thrust and effort because you have more volume than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prior waves. And what do you get for it? You get 1 brick and you get a total distance of one brick from high to high, right? from this high to that high only makes progress of 1 brick and the distance of only 2. 2 bricks. But it has more volume than the past couple of waves. For example, this has more volume than the prior wave. And in the prior wave, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bricks. So 300 contracts produced 5 bricks. Here you have more than 300 contracts. You have 500 contracts. How much distance does it produce? Only 2 bricks. What is that? Effort and no reward. And in fact, you get a massive reversal afterwards. Not massive, but the biggest since the trend, since markup. Now you have a test of that area, and then what happens? A hinge. What is the hinge telling you? It's telling you that that distribution is done. That hinge means distribution is done and markdown will happen. That hinge is the end of distribution. The point, what is the point that marks the end of one phase and the start of another? The answer is a hinge. All right? I forgot, I think this may also qualify as what's called a springboard. And both, I think I've seen both the terms used, but this up, down, up, down, up, down like that, it typically occurs after or before a sign of strength or a sign of weakness. In this case, it's occurring after the sign of weakness. Sometimes it occurs before. I don't know if it's over here. I don't think it's here. There are many, many charts. Go check gold, for example. You'll see this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, and then crack. Now, remember this number, 47 up here, okay? That was your volume off the top. Whoever sold the bottom also sold the top right here, right? So sell right into the highs, break the market, and now the market goes lower. And here it gets really interesting because now these guys are adding. Someone or some other group added to their position. They knew that this market is in a downtrend. And what did they do? Sold heavy. How many? 50, whatever, 520 contracts or 5, I don't remember, but I think it's 520 contracts just in that one brick, just in that little space. Up, down, up, down, up, down, sell, sell, sell. All right. Now, as the market goes down, here is something that's very interesting. This number here at the high is 47. So whoever sold the top sold like 470 contracts. Now explain to me why this number is also 47. This number is also 47, just like that number is 47. Whichever group that sold this is covering the exact same amount right here. And I know why they're covering, because they saw this rally up right here that up thrusted this area. And they probably thought, oh shit, this market is getting ready to turn, sell on the next down wave. I mean, cover on the next down wave, because this move up took out this high. It was really an upthrust. It was a stop covering, not stop, run. And then you see the increase in volume down because it ran all the stops. And then it goes down, and the groups covers their short positions in the exact amount as the short position was taken. They sold 47, they covered 47. And by 47, I mean 470 contracts right in there. That's a lot of money. 470 contracts in one brick. So they made their day. Then the market, of course, went down a little bit more. And that's a wrap. Here, this is the biggest volume. I don't know if it's the biggest volume, but it's a pretty big wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a pretty big wave. So this market is hitting a key level right there. And there is some volume, but it's nothing spectacular. And this is where you should be worried if you're short. Like, that's not, I mean, not worried if you're short. You should be not taking any short positions, because here, this vigorous rally made a higher high and then went down to collect more liquidity at the lows because it wasn't strong enough to break. So just retested and the demand came in and did that. See what they targeted here. Just held its support, retested, and pressure came in. Took out these highs. Okay. Other thing I wanted to mention was this. This position here was a breakout position. All right, now I just put it on the other time frame here. That occurred right there. Now what really interested me was that this is in a breakout position. Now tell me, why would you get a sign of weakness when the market is in a breakout position? What I mean is that it goes higher than a prior high, and instead of breakout buyers stepping in and taking the market higher with high volume, you get this. You get selling instead of breakout buying. This means that the market is not ready to break out and increases the chances of the market going lower because the breakout failed, because instead of having high volume continuation on the breakout, you had a high volume, big wave, sign of weakness that went down instead of up, indicating breakout failure. And that initiate the trend. So this is one of the things you want to take a look at, like prior session highs and prior highs, and see what's going on there. And specifically, see that where you expect a breakout, is there selling instead? If there is selling in the form of a sign of weakness, that means that that breakout failed and it's going to go lower. In this case, right there, it was getting ready to break out, and instead, on a lower time frame, you can see the selling coming in. They're not ready to go. Not ready to go. Same thing here. Like, let's take a look at the rally high again. And see. They're not ready to go. See, right. You see, it's not following through higher. It's following through lower. So that's not a good sign. That means that it's going to attempt to test lower and possibly spring. You'll probably just see if they're breakout buyers right there. It's going to get really interesting because it's It's looking for breakout buyer, pullback buyers. It's looking for pullback buyers. Here they took it to resistance, but could not follow through. If you're in a breakout position and it's not following through, it's going to go down. Anyway, hope you learned something. I might be going over how to read wave volume soon. So that's a really important thing, because a lot of time people just see these numbers and all they're doing is they're just looking for a big volume number, not really being able to read the volume and what it means as going up or down, because they haven't been taught. So I'm going to be going over that, how to read wave volume, and almost like a pattern to keep in mind, which will make it make all these numbers make sense. Anyway, have a good evening. Bye.